Hey, it's Rachel from All About Planners. In this video, I'm doing a review of the Atoma Discbound system. So if you follow my blog, you know that I'm a huge fan of Discbound planners, so I was really excited when I came across this one in Belgium. I'd read about it before I went there, hoped I'd find it, and I came across this stationery shop that had this huge stand of them all different colours and sizes. So these ones are around about medium page size, about 6.75 by 9 inches high this one is. And this one I thought originally was the same page size, but it's actually a smidge smaller, as you can see. They come in all different colour covers, so this one's purple, blue, and they also had like green and red, etc. And all the discs match the cover colours. I will be checking if any are compatible with, say, Happy Planner and other Discbound systems, and all those details will be linked in the description box below. So this one's a planner and this one is a dot grid notebook. They did also have lots of graph paper that seemed to be quite popular in Europe, as well as lined writing space. The dot grid is the usual 5mm spacing, and as you can see when I've zoomed in here, the paper is unfortunately a little bit of a yellow tinge to it, so if it was bright white that would obviously be preferable, but it is tinged a little bit yellow. I have done a pen test, which I'll just show you. So as you can see, the paper quality is not the best. It's quite thin. Pretty much everything had some ghosting and bleed through, unfortunately. Highlighters, stamps, gel pens, fine tip, didn't matter what type, there was a fair bit of show through there. So if you're going to use this paper, probably stick to just the friction erase spool because it seemed to have about the least, or maybe a ballpoint pen. Like I prefer the Papermate Inkjoy ball, this one here. Anyways, to keep that in mind, paper quality is not the best, but because it's Discbound, you can always add your own pages in there, and they had tons of refills. So if you wanted to, say, write on this page and then skip writing on that one because you'd see all the ghosting, and then just jump to the next one, so you know, use half the usable space, you can always get the refills for it as well. They weren't too expensive, they're actually pretty reasonably priced. Okay, so this one is the planner. So there was a couple of different layouts, but most of them seem to be focusing on a vertical weekly layout, so that's what I got because I figured that was the most common thing. So this one has a removable bookmark, so if you pull that out and positioned it up the top, you'd see that little bit to hold your place. Thought that was a nice little extra. They have perforated pages, so as you go through the planner, you can pull that out, and then that sort of acts as like a bookmark as well of where you're up to, if you didn't want to use this bookmark here. So at the start, just got the calendar for the year. Then it has annual holidays. So even though I found it in Belgium, it has holidays for all of Europe. It's got UK, USA. It doesn't look like it has Australia in there. And there are some countries, European countries, missing from that. But anyway, you get most of them. So this is really the only thing that's like a specific country focus. You can really live anywhere in the world and use this planner. The writing space I have noticed in this planner is quite small. So if I zoom in, just in relation to, say, my finger, so yeah, you're going to be a little bit pressed for space. I will check the line spacing, and I'll include that in that blog post, which will be linked below as well. So I much prefer this layout where it's vertical, so you've got 1/4 for each page. It's in a list style format. You've even got the days of the week with the corresponding date, really like that. And then Sundays are all shaded to signify a new week. So I really like this. I just wish it had better paper quality, because as you can see, there's quite a bit of show through of the design underneath, and as I showed you before, the most of the pens showed through as well. So let's go to the weekly spread. So it starts on a Monday, as you can see, and then it's got it in a couple of different languages, like Mundang, I think it's Dutch, and then it has a schedule down here. So it goes from 8 AM until 10 PM, which is quite long for a daily schedule. Most of them will just go 8 till 5 or 9 till 5. This one goes all the way through till 10 o'clock. And then you've got a little bit of space down the bottom. So if you're someone that really, really likes to do scheduling, you don't really like to work off a to-do list, which is personally what I prefer. If you just want to do scheduling to plan each day, this would be a good option because you get 2 lines for each hour, and that's pretty much the whole thing. So if I zoom out, see the entire day is that schedule. So I think this would be a really good work planner because there isn't much space for the weekends. So as you can see, Saturday, Sunday, they're quite small. The dates at a glance calendars are some of the smallest I have ever seen. You're going to have to really zoom in a bit to see these. So yeah, not particularly ideal. They're a bit of a waste of space. You think they'd expand this out a bit, get rid of that brand or whatever that word says, and then you get more space. So it's good, but it could be better. So weekly spreads continue the whole way through. When you've got a split month, it'll just start the next week on that spread. You're not going to get a blank space here and then it will start first of the month or anything. It'll just continue the whole way through. Now, as for some monthly spreads, I don't recall seeing them. I'll just have another quick double check for you, but I'm pretty sure it was just these pages at the front and then weeks the whole way through, because if I show you, it's quite a thin planner. As you can see, it's really small, and if you did want to add your own pages to this, you'd probably have to take out some of the weekly spreads to fit them in, like as you use the weekly spreads, remove them and then add your own pages, because the discs are pretty much full already. Yeah, so it's just the weekly spreads, and then you go into planning for the next year in that same quarterly format. So if you're not someone that uses a monthly calendar, great, or maybe you prefer to use like a digital calendar for your monthly overview and then just paper for detail, then this could be a good option. One thing that I've noticed with European planners is they tend to include this like time zones page at the back, which is a cool idea, but I mean, I'd probably just Google it, but anyway, it's usually a added extra. And then we've got a map of Europe, which is quite busy. And then some lined notes pages at the back. Wow, some really bad ghosting on that one. Keep showing you quite a few line notes pages. And the cover is pretty much typical of the Discbound notebooks. Really the only exception is the Happy Planner, which has a laminate one, but all the others tend to have this like poly bendy, it's still sturdy but it is really bendy cover with just like one color. They don't tend to have a pattern on them. So if you've seen my review of the Tulle, T-U-L, probably Tulle, I can't remember how you pronounce it, and like the Arc and Levenger, they all seem to have this kind of like plain poly cover on it. And I'll include the links to those planners if you want to have a look at them and maybe do a comparison. I also have the pen testing, the shops where I got this from. All the details about the Atoma will be in the description box below. Don't forget to subscribe, because I will be doing other review videos for all the other planners that I brought while I was in Europe, and there's about 20 of them, so there will be plenty of reviews being uploaded to my channel. See you in the next one.